Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about some UFC plays for UFC 303, and we're going to touch on the Abu Dhabi card. Is it Abu Dhabi? It might be Saudi Arabia, but the card in the Middle East that Chimaev just pulled out of that's going down in a week. I've got one big play on that. Now, if you're unfamiliar with my journey and what I do, basically just bet on college football and NFL for a living. And then in the off season especially, but throughout the year, UFC, I pick my spots. So I'm super selective with UFC, but I have a super high hit rate. I pick my spots and I just slam them. And I do go to UFC events and I do throw down a bunch of $500, $1,000 plays just for fun. So I'm active with each fight. But you can see here I've got 28K. I've got down 3K. I'll show you a parlay that I put that down on. And let me see if I can click. My eyesight's not the best right now. And there's my screen recording software is kind of blocking some of the features on here. But let's see if I can click my bets. There it is. Easy. So this play right here, I love. And you can break this into two separate plays. I went for the big long shot. But these three guys right here in UFC England, UFC 306, 305, whichever it is. Absolutely love these three right here. And I love the three the following week. So Figueiredo, Luque, and Chiesa. We're really fading Tony Ferguson and Nick Diaz. Both those guys I think are just so washed up. I don't think they can get a win in the UFC. Luque and Chiesa, actually saw them fight each other in Houston, I guess a couple of years ago now. But both those guys they're going to put their opponents away. I know it's dumb to sit and talk about minus 455, minus 500. Usually if you get these in early, you get better numbers. I did not get the best of the number there as of right now. But these three right here, I freaking love. Now, I took some of my winnings from UFC 302. I had Strickland and Islam. I put down 12 grand to win 10 on that. And I put 3K into this to win 25K right there. So if it doesn't hit, it's no big deal. We'll scroll through the 302 picks. This was a long shot one right here. Islam and Strickland to win in round 3. Strickland coasts to a decision. Islam gets his finish in round 5. I was very close, guys. Very close to having a huge night. But I'll click through this. Almeida to win by KO. This was kind of just a fun one I threw together. 1,500, so pretty significant. But Almeida gets the submission. That was stupid. I should have taken Almeida by submission. Of course, that's how he finishes his opponents. Jake Matthews live won like $800 there or so. This one lost right here. Mickey Gall had to bet on the hometown guy. I'm friends with Mickey Gall on Instagram. So that was just a personal play for fun. But the big ones right here were this $3,000 one that I lost by one fighter. Cesar Almeida just could not defend the takedowns. Good job to Kopylov for shooting takedowns because he was getting killed standing up. But just a frustrating defeat right there because that would have been 9 grand. But I did have a huge $10,000 win. I know there's a lot of losses here, but they're like 1,000, 250, 250. Mainly stuff I did for fun right here. But if I click and show you guys, this was the big one. So when I lay the hammer, I'm hitting, and that's what's causing the bank account to grow. So 12K to win 22 there. That's 10,000 profit. This play right here, 5,000 to win 10, 2,000 to win 53. So we've been growing the bankroll here. The wins are a lot more powerful than the losses. We had Kansas City Chiefs right here, 16K to win 31. So we've been having big wins. And what I'm going to do here probably tomorrow is go for a drive to Louisiana. I'm from Texas, so I can't lock anything in tonight. But I want to show you guys what I'm going to do for UFC 303 because the whole main card just got shaken up. And I want to kind of show you guys where my head's at, what I'm thinking. This is the fights coming up, so I need to keep scrolling. June 29th right here. I love Michael Venom Page, but I like Michael Venom Page by decision here in this fight. So I'm probably going to pick him by decision, like Michael Venom Page. Also like Peyton Talbot, but minus 500. There's really not a lot of incentive there for me to take him. When I scroll to the new main card, all these fights just got announced. Love Carlos Olberg, but minus 360. I'll probably use it as a parlay piece. I like Diego Lopez, but the reason I'm staying off Diego Lopez, I'll hit him, but not too hard. The reason I'm staying off of Diego Lopez is his last 3 fights, he's won in the first 2 minutes. But if Brian Ortega gets this to the 3rd round, Ortega could beat Diego in round 3. Diego's looked really, really good his last 3 fights. I mean, he knocked Sadiq Yusuf out within 90 seconds. But if he gets into a real fight with Ortega for 10-15 minutes, I just fear that if he doesn't put Ortega away early, Ortega could, go out and get a finish round 3. So I'll probably put some stuff on Ortega to get the finish round 3. Alex Pereira, this is a slam spot for me right here. I think Alex Pereira by knockout is an absolute just home run play right there. And that line's moved around. Best I saw that was minus 155. Worst I've seen it like minus 190. So if I can get under minus 200, I'll be fucking ecstatic for that play. And then what I want to pair it up with here, guys, and I'm putting this video out as early as I possibly can. I haven't even locked this in myself. Usually I don't put anything out until I lock it in myself. But what I want to put this out with, if I can find next week's stuff, which I'm looking, I don't have all these fights memorized. Here we go. Sergey Pavlovich, minus 205. Such good value. Pavlovich, I believe, has about an 80% chance of winning this fight. Minus 205 is way too low. He's going to be too quick, too powerful. Volkov's going to be too slow, too big and slow. And Pavlovich is the 3rd best heavyweight in the world. John Jones, Tom Aspinall, whichever order you think they are, those are the top 2 by a landslide. And then Pavlovich is right up there at 3rd. And then after Pavlovich, there's a bit of a drop-off in the heavyweight division. And this is going to get Pavlovich back on track. And it's going to put him in a number 1 contender spot to probably rematch with Aspinall for the heavyweight title. Also puts him in contention to, fight maybe winner of John Jones, Tom Aspinall. You never know. It seems like John Jones is going to fight Stipe, but who knows? It's kind of a weird situation there. But Pavlovich is going to win this fight. Hands down, he's going to win this fight. So love Pavlovich there. I like Whitaker here, but I'm not slamming it, not hitting it. I'm probably just going to leave that one there. And then, I'll scroll down to later in the summer. So right here, I'm going to take Venom Page off this. I like Venom Page by decision. I like Pereira by knockout. And then Pavlovich just on the money line. That'd be a pretty good payout right there. But the fights that I'm really most confident in as I scroll through and look ahead to the summer is Bobby Green over Paddy Pimblett. And a big reason I like Bobby Green over Paddy Pimblett is because Paddy really doesn't have a way to win this fight. Bobby Green's wrestling defense is way better than Pimblett's ability to take down. And if they're standing up, Paddy hasn't fought anybody that's on the level striking as Bobby Green. Bobby Green's quick. He's been in there so many times in the UFC. He's not going to be nervous. He's not going to be shaken up. We know exactly what we're going to get with Bobby Green. And the way to beat Bobby Green is to be extremely respectful to him and turn it into a sport. That's the opposite of what Paddy's going to do. Paddy's going to disrespect him, talk a bunch of shit. And Bobby Green's the type of dude that if you make him mad before you fight him, he becomes 10 times harder to defeat. Such a good spot here for Bobby Green. This is such a nightmare matchup for Paddy Pimblett. And I love it. I love this bet right here at minus 175. You kind of see a theme here. I'm living between minus 175, 205. We'll go up to 230, 192. I mean, I'm basically finding fighters that I think should be minus 300, minus 400, but they're minus 175. In this case, Paddy Pimblett's such a fan favorite. There's always going to be value betting against fan favorites most of the time. Now, Aspinall and Blades has a puncher's chance in the heavyweight division. If you get punched once, you're going down. So if Blades lands that knockout blow to Aspinall, we're in trouble here. But I just think that Aspinall is levels above Sergey Pavlovich and anyone else. Sergey I got at 3. Aspinall is up there at 2. But really, I wouldn't be surprised if he could beat John Jones. You know, it's kind of a mystery to me if Aspinall or John Jones is 1 in that division right now. And I would not ever rush to bet against John Jones. But if there's a guy that can beat John Jones in the heavyweight division, it's Aspinall. And that's the only heavyweight that I think is capable of beating John Jones in the UFC. So I still think highly of Jones. I'm not trying to shit on Jones too much, but Aspinall's right up there, man. You have to rank him top 2. And then there's a huge fucking gap, Pavlovich, and then a huge gap 4. It's probably Curtis Blades, probably right in there at 4. So I love Aspinall and I love Edwards. This right here is a nice little trio, but this is a 5-man play right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slam Pereira and Pavlovich right there. Probably put 10K on that. And then I'm probably going to put 10K on Pereira with Edwards. And then I'm probably going to throw these 5 together for a nice little 7x, a little plus 700. So if I were to do like 4,000 here to win 32, this is a huge bankroll builder right here, guys. And my whole goal of UFC in the summer is not to get hooked, not to get addicted to gambling, not to, lose everything I have because I can't stop betting on every fight. You see this. This is 3 separate cards spread out throughout the summer. My only goal is to look at what's in my DraftKings account, which is 28 grand right now with 3K pending, and see how I can set myself up to go into college football season with over 50 grand in the account. I'm not trying to make millions yet. I'm trying to slow and steady grow this thing. And plays like this are money. So what you do is you might even want to put 3,000 on this to win 24. Amazing play right here. Love this. And then you might want to go, Bobby Green, Aspinall, Edwards, those 3 together. But we can do that later in the summer. Right here, 10,000. I mean, I'm definitely locking this in tomorrow right here. Pereira and Pavlovich. And what I really want to do is Pereira by knockout, round 1 or round 2. I just think that's how it's going down. And you look ahead a little further. I already touched on it in the beginning of the video, but man, Chiesa at minus 395 to me is fucking insane. Amazing value there. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking ahead at. I love Figgy at minus 155 over Chito Vera. Love Figgy in that spot. That's a solid minus 155 play. I'm basically hunting for favorites that I think should be a little bit more favored than they are. But if we look at this right here, this is a solid play. Throw MVP in there if I can find him. See if I can find Venom Page real quick. Venom Page at plus money just to boost the odds here. And, this is one where you put 3K to win 14. These are huge bankroll builders. This is how I've been killing it. I hit up Islam Makhachev, hit up Pereira at UFC 300. I had Max Holloway round 5 at UFC 300, won 25K off that. Islam and Sean Strickland. These are simple plays, guys. But I'm being so patient. And I have such a good amount of funds to deploy. I've got 35 grand in my MGM. I've got 28, 29 grand in my DraftKings. It allows me to be in a place where I can really lay the hammer on shit that I'm confident in. So the main thing for me is put myself in a position where I'll make a couple grand profit as long as Pereira and Pavlovich win their fights. That's all I need. There's just... the way Yuri Proshka fights, he's going to take punches. And we've seen Pereira knock him out. So I love this spot. I'm devastated that I'm not going to see McGregor. Super bummed about that. But it's an opportunity for me to make more money. I'm much more confident in Pereira than I was in McGregor or Chandler. That was more of a fun fight to bet on. But nothing crazy, nothing to make money off of. This is a money-making opportunity right here. Pavlovich and Pereira is an absolute fucking slam spot. Man, I'm tempted to lay the hammer on it. 25 G's. We'll see what I do. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll post it on Winnable. I'll post it on my YouTube. see you later, guys. That's kind of where my head's at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.